You prepared for weeks. You had the data, the wins, and the market research. But when you asked for the raise, the answer was a simple no. For most, this is where the conversation ends. You walk out, feel undervalued, and start updating your resume. But that is a strategic mistake. Today, we're going to show you why a no is actually the most valuable data point you can get and how to turn that rejection into a guaranteed future commitment. The core principle is simple. A no is not a rejection of your worth. It is information about a gap between your performance and the current budget or perception. According to the Harvard Program on Negotiation, principled negotiation requires moving away from positions and focusing on objective criteria. When you stop seeing no as a wall and start seeing it as a set of missing requirements, you shift the power dynamic back in your favor. The single biggest mistake professionals make is accepting a vague maybe later or we'll look at it next cycle without any conditions. A maybe with no criteria is just a polite way to say no again in 6 months. It lacks the teeth of a commitment. If you leave that room without a roadmap, you are essentially gambling on your manager's memory and the company's future generosity. Both are high-risk bets. Step 1, diagnose the no. You need to know exactly which pillar is failing. Is it the company's budget, the timing of the cycle, or your specific evidence? As HBR guidance suggests, you must also look at market data. Is your current compensation aligned with the external market, or is there a structural gap? Don't ignore internal equity. Managers often care more about how your pay fits relative to your peers than how it fits the outside world. Find out if that's the blocker. Once you have the diagnosis, you must convert that no into a set of criteria. This is where you move from asking to building a contract. Ask, what outcomes would make this raise an inevitable yes for the finance team next quarter? Link your growth to their business results. As McKinsey notes, the most effective performance systems align individual goals with corporate priorities. If you hit their KPIs, they can't deny your value. Now, secure the review date. A commitment without a deadline is a suggestion. You need a hard date on the calendar for a follow-up. This isn't just a meeting, it's a project milestone. Treat the next 6 months as a sprint toward that specific compensation review. By scheduling the date now, you remove the social friction of having to ask again later. The meeting is already booked, you're just showing up with the results. Understand who owns the yes. Your manager is your advocate, but HR and finance are the gatekeepers. You need to arm your manager with a defensible case. Ask, what data do you need from me to help sell this to the leadership team? Make it easy for them to defend your increase to their bosses. Negotiation isn't a battle between you and your manager. It's a partnership to move resources through the corporate hierarchy. Be a partner, not a petitioner. If the base salary budget is truly frozen, look for interim value. Can you secure a one-time performance bonus or additional equity? Bain research shows that compensation takes many forms. A title change, increased flexibility, or a professional development budget can provide immediate ROI. Don't underestimate the value of lifestyle benefits. Sometimes a no on cash can be a yes on autonomy, which can be just as valuable for your long-term career. Step 5, send the recap. Within 24 hours, document everything. The criteria, the milestones, the interim value, and the review date. As the saying goes, if it isn't written down, it didn't happen. A follow-up email turns a conversation into a record of intent. This email is your evidence beat. It serves as a reminder to your manager and a paper trail for HR. It makes your future raise inevitable. Watch for red flags. If your manager says, just keep doing a good job, but refuses to set specific criteria, that is a red flag. A refusal to commit to a date or a set of milestones is a sign that the no might be permanent. You need to know when to stop negotiating and start leaving. We'll see is not a strategy, it's a delay tactic. If you encounter these phrases, it's time to reevaluate if this company is the right home for your value. To recap, use the commitment framework. Clarify the no, define the criteria, set milestones, identify the owner, secure interim value, pick a date, send the recap, gather evidence for the next script, and make the final decision based on their follow-through. This framework removes the emotion from negotiation and replaces it with data. It turns you from a supplicant into a strategic partner. If you're ready to turn your next no into a future yes, comment commitment below for our full checklist and negotiation scripts. In our next video, we'll dive deep into exactly how to negotiate the full compensation package, beyond just the base salary. See you there.